to you after this class. Whatever we have learned in NumPy, that entire content is placed inside this document. The entire code that we have seen inside the class will be available in this document. So basically this document belongs for NumPy. You already knows that NumPy is just used for numerical Python, and suppose since we are learning NumPy, so we must have the clear idea why we are using NumPy, why we are using this NumPy. So the main agenda that I have introduced, that I have discussed in the class, that suppose you have any list and array. Suppose you have 2 3 list and array. If you want to perform certain mathematical operations like addition, subtraction, and whatever operation you want to perform, then you are not able to perform that mathematical operation on top of that list or array that I have already shown in the class. Suppose you have one second. Suppose you have two list. When I wanted to calculate the speed by using these two list, distance and time, then we were unable to calculate the speed that we have seen in this document. I already added this, that if you have a two list, that distance and time, and if you want to calculate the speed, then you are getting this kind of error. So our list and array are not supporting the mathematical operations or any type of operation. List and array are not supporting any type of operations. So for that purpose, NumPy comes into picture. NumPy basically used for the numerical calculations, So by using this NumPy, we can easily apply any kind of operation. Either it can be mathematical, logical, comparison, any kind of operation that I already explained to you. So for that purpose, you need to import this NumPy, and for importing the NumPy, you must have to specify in the way like import NumPy as NP. NP is a alias name, that you need to use this NP only throughout the entire code. Okay, and for doing the practicals of NumPy, your NumPy library must be installed in a system. If you are using the Jupyter Notebook or Anaconda or VS Code, then it is already there. You don't need to install NumPy. But if you are using some another IDE, integrated development environment, like PyCharm, then you need to install the NumPy library separately, like Conda install NumPy, PIP install NumPy. You need to install in that way. Okay, but since you guys were using Jupyter, so you don't need to install this NumPy. But in real time or in your project, when you have to work on with PyCharm, but this case I didn't see that PyCharm is used. Mainly either VS Code or Jupyter is being used in the industry. So it is already there. You don't need to install it. Okay, then I have imported the NumPy. After that, we have two lists. We have to convert these two lists into the NumPy array. So for converting this, we have a array function. We have to call this array function on is alias, which is indicating it is a NumPy, and this array function takes one argument, and that argument is the list. When you pass this argument list, then it will create one NumPy array. So when we are passing distance, then it is creating NumPy array. distance. When we are passing time list, then it is creating numpy array time. Okay, and when we calculate speed, then we are getting the speed respectively. Okay, the detailed description of these lines is I already mentioned here, what we are doing in which line for your understanding purpose. What is in line number 3, line number 4 and line number 5, I already mentioned it. Like in line number 3, what we are doing, line number 4 we have created two list distance and time. In line number 5 we are converting the list distance and time into numpy array. I explained you. So this array I also added about this array function, and details about you can go through it. Then we can, what type of operations we can perform, I already explained in the previous classes about this. Properties of ND array, you already know this kind of thing, just a document. I am just revising your concept. Then I already draw this diagram in your previous classes, that the NDR in Python is used for the data sharing between the algorithm. Then these are the ND array, one dimensional, two dimensional and multi-dimensional. Types of array, that is 1D, 2D and 3-dimensional or multi-dimensional array. If you have the 2D array, then it must have x-axis and y-axis. It is, if it is an one-dimensional array, then it is has only x-axis, and it is, if it is a 3-dimensional array, then it must have x, y and z axis respectively. So how to create and print an array? So I already discussed about the classes and attribute of an n-dimensional array, that is your ND array. So the basically this numpy array class is ND array. Basically this numpy array, ND array is just a class of numpy array, and it is referred as numpy.nd array. Then if anyone asks you what are the attribute, so attribute means its properties. So I explained you in the previous classes, like the attributes of ND array are how many dimension it has. So for checking the dimension we are using ndim function. Okay, for checking the shape of an ND array we are using this shape. Similarly size and data type. So these are the attribute of an ND array. Okay, so this explanation is already present here. So let's see, this is your problem, Sanjay. So you guys you might have faced this issue while understanding this. So here this is a 2D. This is I have written this in your WhatsApp chat as well. Suppose this is a rectangle. So this rectangle has length and breadth. This rectangle has length and breadth, where breadth representing x-axis and length is y-axis, that is height. Okay, and if you consider the 3-axis or 3-dimension, then you can assume the figure of x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. So this is the, you can think it of as a cube. So this z is basically here, this is z. Okay, then I have given this example as well. We have taken the example of city and printed the how many dimension it has. Since we are passing only one list, so it is showing one means one dimension, it has one dimension. Here we have passed two lists, then that's why it is showing the two dimension array. Then shape also we have checked how many rows and columns it has. After that the size, how many number of elements that ND array contains. I will send this document along with the actual code what we have practiced. I will send it, don't worry about that. Let me run it. If it runs, then well and good, otherwise I will I have to launch, I think, Jupyter. Let me check whether it is running or not. So these are the examples we have practiced. Okay, now I have asked this question from you guys, how you print in the last class. In the last class I have asked this question. Okay, I have provided, if you want to access a two cyclist trial data, so I think it is already I have included this. Two cyclist trial data. Let's see. Oh, it is also executed. Oh, or maybe I didn't save it. That is the reason. So if you want to access the two cyclist trial data, you have to I have to run entire thing. Okay, so now suppose I am taking the variable two cyclist trial data equals to what I have taken, cyclist trial. Cyclist trial, I think Golu already did it. Then you have to use this comma 1:3. No, 1:. Now access this two cyclist trial data 15, 17, 11, 12. Just a slicing, nothing much more. Now if I want to iterate, if I like someone asked me the question, like if I need to iterate through the entire data set, if I want to iterate through entire data set, then how to iterate? So suppose for any variable you can take. Let me take iterate cyclist underscore data in where what is our main cyclist trial colon, then okay, what problem we are getting here? What problem we are getting here? Here you are able to see this. When we have I hope you guys remember for loop. I hope it is a Python concept that I have explained in the so when you specify this colon, then it has to follow the indentation rule. It has to follow the indentation rule. I am specifying print, and here I am specifying the variable name iterate cyclist data what I have taken. Enter. It is running. It is expecting indentated block and it is not recognized by this VS Code. It is not recognized by the VS Code. Let me try this way. Let's see. Now indentation concept will be clear to you. got it? But when you enter the same code, same first line in a Jupyter notebook, when you enter a first line in a Jupyter notebook, then after colon it is itself going to some other in the next line with some spaces. But when you are specifying this, when you are specifying the same line in a VS Code, it is going to second line, but it is not following the indentation rule. So while writing, you have to take care of this explicitly. You have to take care of this explicitly. I hope no any doubt. So a space you can mention here, then enter. Okay, and Jupyter notebook में ऑटोमेटिक वो रिकॉग्नाइज कर लेता है, बट इन VS Code यू हैव टू मेक सम स्पेसेस ताकि वो आइडेंटिफिकेशन रूल को फॉलो करे. दिस इज द वे. ओके, in a similar way, so we are getting what we are doing here, here we are doing, let me write the comment here. We are doing here iterate with for loop in entire data set. We are iterating in we are iterating with a loop. We are iterating in entire data set. We are trying to access the entire element which is present inside the cyclist trial just by applying for loop. For, and here you can specify anything. You can specify here, you can specify a, then you here also you need to specify a, run this. It is a variable. You can specify anything, but whatever you specify, it must indicate some meaning. For that purpose I have taken the long name, so that itself represent that we are iterating and getting some value.